Good morning, my fellow estheticians. This is Shelley Hancock, and welcome to Shelley Show and Tell. As every Monday morning, I'm extremely grateful that you're taking your time on Monday morning to join us for a little inspiration and information. I have an incredible guest speaker with us today, Michele Phelan from Concepts Institute of Advanced Aesthetics. She's going to be speaking to us about the importance of all these fabulous advanced modalities in our treatment room and how they help us grow our business. But as usual, what I do every Monday morning is your special inspirational saying, and this one comes from Think and Grow Rich from Napoleon Hill. In fact, it's funny, I was looking through this, and this book is so old and been read so many times that all the highlights are like really faded. It's just amazing. Okay, so here we go. Those who have cultivated the habit of persistence seem to enjoy insurance against failure. No matter how many times they are defeated, they finally arrive up toward the top of the ladder. Sometimes it appears that there's a hidden guide whose duty is to test us through all sorts of discouraging experiences. Those who pick themselves up after defeat and keep on trying arrive. And the world cries, bravo, I knew you could do it. The hidden guide lets no one enjoy great achievement without passing the persistence test. Whoa, for me, that's really a big one. I've had times when I've talked to estheticians and they said, well, I tried this for 2 weeks and it's not working. 2 weeks is not persistence. Keep on trying, and trust me, it will happen. And Jess, you said earlier this morning on our skin experts meeting about doing the same thing over and over again and expecting results. It's also about being persistent in your switching things up as well in order to achieve whatever that goal is. So Michele, if you would like to pipe in on that before you start talking about modalities, we'd love to hear what you think about that saying.
Yes, and that's so true, Shelley, to your point. I was just talking to a group of students the other day, and often clients will expect, after one treatment, it's kind of a one and done type thing. And okay, well, I had an acne treatment or I had a rosacea treatment, and why is my skin not, cured 100% or look 100% better? And it's not really a one and done, right? It takes time to achieve those results with treatments and with really good at-home products. So a lot of it is educating your client, setting expectations, managing their expectations. And no, I really agree with you on that. That is so important. It's essential.
I love the ones where they get started with a new product and well, how long do I have to use this? Well, as long as you want to continue, taking care of your skin. You don't just brush your teeth one time and it's like, oh, good. It's that persistence, that daily usage of it.
Right. Or just one workout, and you're fit for life, right? It's an ongoing thing. And so I think it's so important to educate our clients on that and let them know that, it will take time. And if they're not getting the results they want as quickly as they want, or maybe something isn't working for them, to have that open line of communication with their esthetician so that you can kind of get them back on track again, and then, reset these expectations and manage them going forward.
Yeah. Everyone, I just want to give you a little bit of background about Michele. She is if I'm the machine queen, she's the technology queen. I mean, I can teach you, I play with all these toys. I let you know whether they're viable, they're good, they're effective, and I take the before and after pictures and I share all that with you. But Michele dives deep into the technology, which is something is not my forte. So we make a really good partnership.
Good team.
Michele and I do. We really do. We've done some workshops before in the past, and I hope to do a longer one again soon. But if you want to learn more about a certain modality, Michele is the esthetician to go to, the instructor to go to. So, okay, I'm going to let you take over.
Okay, so yes, so would you, I know we talked a little bit about this beforehand, Shelley, but would you like me to talk about any particular technology, or just about how to work different modalities into certain treatments? What would you like to hear?
Well, what is your thoughts on the importance in this day and age of having all these modalities available to use on our clients in the success of our businesses.
Yes, and so important. And there's so much more that we have today that when, we did back in the 80s, right? When we started in this, where we had, the brush machine and the high frequency, which are all still great modalities. But now there's just so much more out there that we can take advantage of to really give the clients the best treatment and really optimize. So yes, I know when I talk to my students in the classroom and also my clients, and the treatments that I do today are definitely multi-tool treatments, whether it be an anti-aging treatment or an acne treatment. I like to use a lot the microcurrent machine, which I know you have and you love, because I think, especially for anti-aging, because not only is it good for increased circulation, but it helps to stimulate fibroblasts that produce more collagen, elastin, and glycosaminoglycans for the smoothing and the tightening of the skin. You could use microcurrent, for lymphatic drainage. So even if your client doesn't have or doesn't need an anti-aging treatment right now, they can always use sort of a deep puff treatment. So that's always beneficial for that. I also like microcurrent and anti-aging because the microcurrent does help to stimulate the nerves that stimulate the muscle to contract. So of course, wherever you use it on the facial or body area, in this case, the face area, it helps to tighten muscles over time. Of course, it's not kind of a one and done treatment. It takes time to work. And so depending upon, what technique you're using, you need to let the client know that. So yeah, I definitely like the microcurrent treatment in most of the cases for anti-aging. I also really like the ultrasonic. I know you have the wave, which the estheticians really love. And almost in every treatment that you do, you can use that for deeper penetration, because we can all use deeper penetration of serums and moisturizers and nutrients. And so at the end of the treatment, you can break that out and use it for penetration of both water loving and oil loving ingredients, depending upon if your client is lacking water or oil. And these can be coupled together. You don't just need to use one machine, but maybe in the anti-aging treatment, you can use the microcurrent and then come in with the wave, right? The ultrasonic for deeper penetration, for increased circulation, and then come in maybe with a little bit of microderm for exfoliation. That I feel over time really makes a greater difference than, just using, sorry for these pop-ups. I feel like my computer got a virus. Okay.
You're good.
The other. So yeah, I really think it is important to use different tools when you're trying to achieve results faster.
It's kind of like cross training in the gym, right? You're not going to do the same exercise piece of equipment for a certain muscle over and over and over forever. You want to switch it up. And that's the same with this. In fact, Michelle, an email went out this morning and we put a before and after picture in there of our beautiful Jessica Gable, our chief success officer. When she was here spending a few days with me, we did a treatment, an everything treatment on her. And we took a before and after picture and it was amazing, but we used like 5 different modalities on her. And the end result was beautiful just after one treatment. So you can only imagine, Jess, if you could have hung out with me for a few months.
I did see that picture. I didn't get to read the full description of everything that you used. Can you tell us, Shelley?
Yes. We started off with the glow with over the top of the cleanser for a little bit deeper of a cleanse. And then we moved to the Dermadisc for a really nice deep exfoliation. And then we did a little bit of oxygen infusion. And then we did, I know that you have over there, Michelle, we did the NanoSkin Pro.
Yes.
And then we topped it off with the Illuminate LED panel.
Wow. And the results, like immediately you're going to have such great results and better results than if you were just to have used exfoliation, right? Because you have all these different types of energy and each type of energy plays a different role and each type of energy does something a little different. I know you just brought up and I have this here because, as you know, Shelley, this is one of my favorite pieces of equipment. I don't know if anyone else has this, but the Nano Pro is so multifaceted, right? It does cleansing. So you can take this off and pop a little wet cotton on there. Don't know. Does anyone else use this? Skin Nano Pro, yes, my favorite, to do cleansing and emulsify the surface debris. So where you don't even have to use steam if you didn't want to use steam. And I know during the major part of the pandemic, we weren't allowed to use steam. So this is what we used, was the Nano Pro for cleansing. It has that mixed radio frequency and microcurrent. So you get the deeper heating of the tissue. So you get that sort of immediate contraction of the superficial muscle. And I love the microcurrent part of it. I actually used it yesterday because of just the tightening and toning of the neck and also the jawline. And then of course it's got the cooling factor afterwards. So when everything is stimulated and kind of, stimulated and hot, it cools everything down. So yeah, sorry, go ahead, Shelley.
I was just going to say, and there is actually an updated version from the one that you have now, and they've added LED in this one and biomechanical vibration. I really like biomechanical vibration. It's something that the client really feels. And then when we get finished, they're like, ooh, I feel like something's going on in there. And to me, it's like the last little bit of helping that toning, like it just kicks it kind of thing.
Right. And so it speeds up that circulation, and also that little vibration that you get on the muscle. When the muscle feels that vibration, it actually contracts. You may not see that contraction like you do with some of the other modalities, but it actually contracts the muscle so that you have that toned look afterwards. And a lot of people feel like, is it really, what are the long-term effects going to be? I don't feel the contraction. I know with the Nano Pro, you do feel the contraction, but even if you don't feel the contraction with those types of modalities, your muscle is the pulse in the muscle, and the muscle fibers do contract. So over time, it's like exercising. Right, you get that toned effect wherever you're using it.
Excellent. Michele, I know years ago, I took a class at your institute for LED, and it was phenomenal. And so can you just tell us a little bit about how you feel about LED?
I love LED, and I know a lot of the estheticians are using the Illuminate panel. I think that it is great as an adjunct to any of your treatments. It can be a standalone treatment. I think it is a lot more effective, and it kind of boosts the overall efficacy of the facial treatments when you use it. Whether it be, blue LED, I'm sure you all know how it works, but not, I can explain it. The blue LED penetrates the skin, and its nanometer, which is the length and the strength of the wave, resonates with little teeny tiny porphyrins, which are color molecules inside bacteria like staph bacteria and propionibacteria, which we have in acne. And so when the blue LED hits that porphyrin, something very interesting happens. It releases oxygen. And of course, oxygen helps to destroy or slow down the process of breakouts. So blue LED is great. I love to use that in all of my acne treatments. With the addition of that over the last 12 years, it's really sort of boost the overall effects and just made it a lot easier to treat acne. I know the green, I know, Shelley, you like to use for acne. It closely, resonates with the blue. I like to use the green for anti-hyperpigmentation because the length and the strength of the wave resonates with the color molecules. And so the color molecules absorb that green, right, or that nanometer, which is in the 500 nanometer range. And over time, it actually scatters the color. If you think about like a doctor's lasers use the 500 nanometer. So if you were to slow down the laser to make it go real slowly, you would see a green color, right? So, and green LED is, well, very similar, except it's a lot slower. But it still is effective over time. So I love to use your green LED for over hyperpigmentation, whether it be solar lentigo or melasma. And then red, as we all know, red is the longest wavelength. So it can do a little bit of everything. It can help with acne. It can help with hyperpigmentation, but it most specifically resonates with the fibroblast in the dermis, right? The mitochondria, which is like the little battery of the cell, absorbs that red and converts that energy into cellular energy so that it can produce more collagen, elastin, and glycosaminoglycans. And of course, it's also really good for increased circulation. I know some people use it for product penetration. I tend to like to use the LEDs all by themselves so they really absorb into the skin.
We at the New Skin Expert Spa are doing a treatment called Nap and Glow, where in between their regular facials, they can stop by for a Nap and Glow, which is basically a very quick treatment under the LED, topped with sunscreen when they leave, to show them the benefit of coming in between their facials, the regular full facials. It's going to keep boosting those results if they stop by once a week in between. And it's just something we've started, so it hasn't completely taken off yet, but I think it's going to be really beneficial. I think it's going to be a good treatment pretty soon. Just takes a little time to get people used to it.
Yeah. And I know in my classes, that's what I talk about when we put together a treatment protocol, and also for my own patients and clients, we do have them come back like with a hyperpigmentation treatment. The first day it's the full treatment, and they come back a week later just for the LED, cleaning and LED treatment and moisturizer and sunblock. And then the second week again, and then back to the full-on treatment, because it really does help to boost the results when you are doing it a little bit more frequently just to begin with.
Yeah, I want to go back to the green for a second. Yes, I do like to use it for acne. For me, it's worked really well for acne, but for the pigmentation, I don't have that problem on my face. But at this age, that the back of the hands really have taken its toll over the years. And I find when I am good about doing green LED on a regular basis on the back of my hands, it clears up completely. But if I stop for a week, boy, right back again. So
it's really true. And that's why it's so great to use your products that you have to also suppress the pigmentation, so that when you're doing the green LED treatments in the clinic, that is awesome. And then of course, when the client goes home, he or she has something that they can use to also combat the hyperpigmentation, to prevent it from redeveloping. But you're right, when you're using LED, it scatters the color. It doesn't get rid of the melanocyte, which you don't want anyway, because you don't want a white spot, but it scatters the color. So that is so helpful, along with the home care products.
Michele, I want you to tell us about your institute and the type of classes that you offer. And everyone listening, did I not tell you she's incredibly technical? I just love to listen to you. You're fabulous. I want everyone to know, where they can find you, how they sign up, all that good information.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm the one of the teachers at Concepts Institute. I teach all of the clinical aesthetics phase and half of the paramedical, together with Dr. Bradley Green. And I'm also the founder. So yeah, so our classes encompass so many different classes. There's a course for clinical aesthetics, everything from microcurrent, anti-aging to anti-hyperpigmentation treatments, acne, rosacea, machines. We're adding dermaplaning. The list goes on. You could take a look at it if you like. And the first portion of the course is always a really deep theory lecture, didactic. So you really have a good understanding of what you're going to be doing and what you're going to be applying and how the machine or the product affects the skin. And then we take a deep dive into the hands-on part. So even if you're not there in the classroom, are able to come to the classroom because you're not in California, you can always take these classes on Zoom, and they each come with a really good, detailed, thorough demonstration video. And that part of it you always keep, you'll always have, so you could go back, refer to it, and practice with it.
That's great, Michele. Thank you so much. I would love to have a conversation with you at some point, because I am working with Debbie from Paris College. We're just in the beginning stages of putting together a complete kind of advanced program. And I know that she and I would love to have you be part of that, because you are just incredibly special. Thank you for taking your time.
Thank you, Shelley. Yes, we will talk about that very soon.
Okay, thank you for taking your time. Everyone else, you just go out and make it a great Monday. Take care.
You too. Take care.